On the youth custody issue, this committee will be publishing a report next week about young offenders, which was virtually complete by the time you published your document. But one question which strikes, I think, any reader of it immediately is that you're talking about people who are in custody for a relatively short period, a matter of weeks rather than years, and trying to turn what you do with those young people over such a short period into some kind of college operation doesn't really fit with the amount of time that you've got at your disposal with that young person, unless what you're really talking about is something that affects people who are in outside custody, either haven't been given custody or have come from custody into a community element of their sentence.
Well, this is why we're really offering a blank sheet of paper to say, what do you think? I mean, I could imagine a situation where somebody comes forward with an idea for a facility that is secure for a period of time and then non-secure when your sentence is finished, which provided a longer period of training. I could imagine a situation where a secure facility shared facilities with a non-secure facility that might be a pupil referral unit or an academy or whatever. I genuinely don't know. What I'm basically saying is, look, here's a conundrum. We're spending £245 million a year on 1,600 young people, and 70% of them are reoffending. So that clearly is not working in the way we might hope. So can you, and in particular focus on the education world, can you come up with a better way of doing this? And there may be means of providing a secure environment which are different to what we've got at the moment. And I think before we start to take operational decisions ourselves internally about how we might do it differently and more cheaply, and I've asked some questions internally about what we might do, but I'd much rather say to the outside world, okay, have you got an idea that's actually going to enable us to take a step change in what we do, that is more focused on education, because most of the kids who end up in custody dropped out of school years ago, can't read and write properly. Maybe we need an approach that's modular, that can lead into some form of college education afterwards, that's tied into basic skills programs in colleges, and how do we actually make sure they participate in those? Don't know. But let's offer literally a blank sheet of paper and say, bring to bear your expertise in highlighting ways in which we can improve the situation. And I think so far I've been very encouraged by the ideas, the engagement. I think we'll get some good responses from this. And my hope is that we'll get enough responses that show a clear direction towards something different that enables us then to do a proper tender exercise to say, okay, now come up with some really detailed proposals. I've got to renew or change over the next couple of years quite a lot of the existing contracts for secure training centres, for example. And I don't want to do that without actually having challenged everyone to innovate.
Well, we'll have more to say about young offenders in our report next week, and we'll have more to say probably about the Department's savings programme in the debate next Tuesday, the Estimates Day.
Yep.
Mr. Bryan, another point.